Right. So in this video, we're going to talk about that one thing the media always holds over the Knicks' head and what it's going to take to stop it. So welcome to the channel. I am the Objective Knicks Fan, straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest, and you know the vibes. So listen, man, I just wanted to talk to the people real quick. No research, no nothing. Salute to you for being here. I want to talk to you about the media holding that one thing over our head that they feel will hold us back from becoming the champions. Now, I'm just going to just talk from the heart. For the last time, no one has said that the Knicks were the favorite to win a championship. Leon Rose didn't say that. Coach Tibbs didn't say that. Carmelo Anthony didn't say that. Spike Lee didn't say that. Spike Lee said that we're going to make the Eastern Conference Finals. A lot of people said that. A lot of people said we were second seed. A lot of people said we're third seed. I said that we were third seed. Salute to me. But with the trade and the way things are moving, coaches getting fired, things of that nature, I honestly think that the Knicks can probably be a second seed now. But I'm standing on my third seed. And if that makes us a contender, then salute to you. We're a contender. But what I will say is that this idea that the Knicks have to win a championship this year, to me, is counterproductive, and it's the old media hate propagated that rears its ugly head every time the Knicks make progress. It's, oh yeah, the Knicks, they have a good team, but they're not there. Yeah, they're good, but they're not there. So prior to Jalen Brunson, hell, even RJ and Randall, right? Do you remember how bad that Knicks team was? Can you even name 3 players that were on those teams? From Frank Ntilikina, Dennis Smith Jr., Tim Hardaway Jr., all the juniors you don't want. Nah, I take that back. Salute to Tim Hardaway. He's balling. Also salute to DSJ. He's balling too. But the point that I'm saying is those teams were not good teams. Those teams deserved the wrath and the fire. They deserved all of that. Once we drafted RJ Barrett and then got rid of Fizdale, because Fizdale, he had to go. Mike Malone held it down for a little bit. He had to go. And once they hired Tom Thibodeau and then Leon Rose to take control of the show has been a lot better. Salute to Leon Rose. So the one thing they hold over our heads, even though now we have a good team that's competitive, is that you don't have a star. And because you don't have a star, you're not going to win the championship. And I think anyone with sense could agree to that. No one has denied us getting stars. That's why we were talking about Donovan Mitchell and Joel Embiid. Matter of fact, I think the #1 video on the channel is a short with Joel Embiid that has over 13,000 views. So we all know that we need a star player, right? The issue is, and I understand we're in New York, so we have to rush the process. And this is New York City, and it's Madison Square Garden, so you have to have the best and you have to win, right? We don't really get the same level of patience that the other top teams in the East have. We don't get that. We don't get that grace. Hey, man, look, before I continue, I just want to put you on to the hottest podcast on the net this week inside the New York Knicks. Definitely check me out. Every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, there will be a video there for you to premiere, and I recap the Knicks. If you give me 50 minutes, I give you the Knicks. 365, we cover the Knicks. So if you're interested and you're enthused about learning more about the Knicks basketball, you need to subscribe to the channel and definitely check out the channel Monday mornings at 9 a.m. I wasn't going to jump into research mode, but I might just so we could look at the standings. So right now, Knicks is the 4th best team in the East. Now, this is subject to change. They could go up, they could go down. But when you look at the top teams in the East, and I'm going to do the West, and I talked about this before on Level-Headed Knicks Talk, but we're going to talk about it again here. Do you notice any trends between the top teams, the top 2 teams in the West? Skip the Clippers, the Nuggets. Do you notice any trends? You look at Boston, Milwaukee. Any trends? I'm going to tell you the trends. Boston Celtics have their core guys there. Now, they made a lot of changes but they have Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. They're all homegrown. Yeah, they got rid of everybody smart. All those guys is gone. But the key thing I'm trying to tell you is that they have their 2 stars are homegrown. Not that having 2 stars of homegrown matters. I'm just trying to show you a point. The Celtics have been going through this for years. Eastern Conference Finals, one final, second round, first round for years. They built up into this point. They didn't just become the first seed overnight. None of these teams become first seeds overnight. Maybe besides Minnesota and OKC. And wrong again. OKC, when you pull up OKC, right, and you look at their roster, these are all homegrown guys. Dort, Giddey, SGA, Chet. Let's see. Who else is the key guy in their rotation? All these guys they got, these guys are all homegrown guys. A lot of these guys are young guys you never even heard of. This guy, Podkovsky, he's drafted there. Most of these guys are drafted there. They don't have guys that they acquired from other teams. Same thing with Minnesota with the exception of Rudy Gobert, right? Right? Same thing with Minnesota. So let's see if I could go back. The bottom line of what I'm trying to say is, well, Minnesota's been at it for years. But OKC is a team that has honestly been built and they kept all their players together and it took them some time to get to the point where they are now. Minnesota, the same thing. Now, of course, these teams have made trades and tweaks. But the point that I'm saying is you grind out with your team and you build it and it takes time. Now, OKC and Minnesota is happening a little faster, but this is regular season. This is not playoffs. How many of you guys believe if the playoffs started today and the Lakers got the 7th seed and the Warriors got the 8th seed, how many of you guys would be shocked if the Lakers and Warriors were to beat OKC in Minnesota? You wouldn't be shocked. So those teams we still have to see what they'll do. We're not 100% sure with that. So before I continue dropping that sauce, why don't you take time to go visit the shop, man? As you can see right next to me, I got the hottest Knicks fan inspired merch on the net. Shop.theobjectiveknicksfan.com. Go get you one of these I bleed orange and blue t-shirts, sweatshirts, and hoodies, man. Listen, you want to rep your team in style and pizzazz. Definitely check out the shop now. Shop.theobjectiveknicksfan.com. Don't wait, don't delay. But I'm just talking to the whole star thing and time. Even when you get the star, you're going to need time. It might take a year or two to get that star acclimated, so now you're contending for a championship. You only have 2 real nominees, and it's kind of really just one. Kawhi Leonard when he went to Toronto, but people forgot Toronto was a 59-win team. DeMar DeRozan and another player and a pick went in trade for Kawhi. That's all they gave up. They kept their team intact. OG Anunoby. Who else was there? Now, Scotty Barnes wasn't there. He was too young. Kyle Lowry, Siakam. They had Marcus Gasol. I think they had Ibaka. They had a squad. But the point is, Toronto, same thing. They was going first round, second round, first round, second round, getting bumped against LeBron James in Cleveland. They went through those battles. Then they were able to do a trade, and then bam. But it happened over time. None of these teams, like I said, with the exception of the 2 anomalies, but we don't know what they're going to do in the postseason. But all these other teams, it took them years to get here. Same thing with Milwaukee. First round, second round, East Finals, championship. They didn't just win the championship next year. They had 3 All-Stars. They traded one of them, another player, and picks for Dame Lillard. Knicks only have 1 All-Star, but there's about to be 2. So you have to continue building. You guys didn't rush Milwaukee along, and you for damn sure ain't rushed Boston along. Now people are saying, yeah, it's title or bust this year because, they should win the title. They got KP and Drew Holiday. They got a lot of big name players there. But it didn't start that way. That's my point. We're in our 3rd year of we're going to make the playoffs. 3 years of playoff berths. It might take us 4 to 5 years of playoff berths to get the championship. My thing is, it doesn't happen overnight. We're in the middle of one of the greatest Knicks runs since the 90s. It is the greatest Knicks run since 2002 because the 2002 Knicks team was the remnants of the team from 99. So the media keeps holding this star thing above our head. Oh, you need a star. You need a star. We're on par and on course for this to happen. Stop putting goals on us that we didn't assign for ourselves. We never said that we were the champions. We never said that. We said that we're going through a process. We haven't been this good in years. This is the beginning of a new 90s Knicks run. That's what I'm predicting. And I will do a video on that. We're at the beginning of it. We're like the 92 Knicks right now. Remember, the 94 Knicks went to the finals. Should have won that. I think we're like the 92, maybe 93 Knicks. One piece away. And that piece doesn't even have to be a star. It could just be a DeJounte Murray. Round of applause. So that's all for this video, man. And we keep holding this one thing over our heads. We don't care. We're going to continue moving with the progress that we want to. And Leon Rose, I trust in Leon Rose. Critical of the trade. Trade is working great right now. He knows something that we don't know. Don't criticize Leon Rose moves. He's only made 1.5 mistakes since he's been the GM and president for the Knicks. And I think that he'll continue making the right decisions. That's all for this video. So until next time, let's go Knicks!